Okay, number 1, what was your best memory you have of being in Mountain Home Public Schools?
So I'll try not to make all of this pertain to high school, but as you'll know, as you get older, you're going to remember more about your older years. I was really involved in FFA in high school, and so I went on tons of trips, national convention and on judging teams and things like that. And so those are probably my best memories, doing that, and then with friends, of course, in all of those activities.
Yeah.
Number 2, did you participate in any after-school activities? If you did, what did you participate in?
In elementary school, I didn't do a whole lot after school. I was in Nelson Wilkes, which was when I was in school was first, second, and third grade. I think it was second and third grade. They had something called special chorus that you could try out for. So it was a special singing group that was separate from, all of the other students. So I was in those grades. And then, like I said, as soon as I got to junior high, which was 8th grade, FFA was really big. And so I did a lot with that. And then, of course, I was in other groups too. I was in Future Teachers of America, and there was a Christian group in high school where we could, I don't know if it was the Christian athletes group. So we met and did those things. And so, but that was most of it.
Number 3, if you played sports, what was your most memorable game or match?
I actually didn't play sports. I was not that girl. I liked it. I liked playing like at recess, like intramurals but I never did for school.
Okay. Tell me about your favorite teacher. What did she teach?
Oh my goodness. Can I mention a few?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so I specifically remember Miss Hollingsworth, and some of you guys might know her because she was probably a teacher at Nelson Wilkes when you were there. So she was my 2nd grade teacher. She was younger, and I think that year she was pregnant with one of her daughters that are now grown. And so I never will forget that because she had that baby that year, and I just really, really, really liked her. And then let me think from there. Miss Albright, who's at the junior high, of which you guys may not know her yet, but she wasn't Albright then. She wasn't married. She was Miss Rohr, but she's the ag teacher at the junior high, and I had her. And so she was kind of the first person that got me interested in all of that stuff. And then Mr. Steele was at the high school, and he was my ag teacher. They were probably some of the most that I liked. But like I said, Miss Hollingsworth in elementary, she just stands out to me and probably is who made me want to be a teacher.
Okay. Are you still in contact with any of your friends?
I am. Not a lot on a daily basis, but since I live in my hometown, I do still have several that live here that I see from time to time. And of course, with technology, with Facebook and Instagram, I'm able to keep in touch with even some that don't live here, and that I may like some that I haven't seen face to face. This year will be my 20-year reunion, so some of them I haven't seen in 20 years, or at least 10 years since our 10-year reunion. So yeah, I do.
So when you were in like Mount Hope School District, did you participate in any clubs?
Yep. So FFA had a club. I can't remember what the teachers club was called, but it was called Future. I think it might've been FTA, Future Teachers Association, something like that. And then, like I said, the student Christian group that I was in high school, that was a club at the high school. Let me think. Oh, I did do band. I totally forgot about that. So I was in band, not through high school, but through Pinkston and junior high. And then as I got more involved with FFA and some other things, I ended up letting the trumpet go.
Okay. Did you learn any foreign languages? What languages, and have you used them in life yet?
I did. I took French 1 and 2 in high school, and I really, really enjoyed it, but I learned 2 lessons. If you don't use it, you lose it. So I can tell you what my name is, and I used to be able to ask to go to the bathroom, but really to be fluent, I I don't know much. We had a foreign exchange student in my home last year, and she was from France. And so I was able to, as she told me things, I could remember them, but I'm not able to talk to anybody in French. And then I learned that Spanish would have been the language to learn, just because I think I would actually get to use it. And I might have hung on to more of it because we have people in our community that speak Spanish.
Yeah. What was your favorite campus and why?
So I loved school, like loved school. So I don't know. I liked them all. You know, a lot of people are really glad to see high school go, like they're ready to graduate and just tired of school and they want it to all be in the past. And even though I was ready to graduate and be a grown up, I really, really just liked learning and enjoyed school. So I honestly liked them all, but probably Pinkston and junior high were probably my favorite. And I don't know if you'll hear that a lot out of people because the junior high is sometimes a rough age for kids, but I actually had really good years there and enjoyed it. So I would think Pinkston, the junior high, and then the high school closely followed.
Yeah. How has being a bomber impacted your life?
I feel like Mountain Home, being a bomber, was good for me because Mountain Home, even though I've been out of school 20 years, and as a teacher here, I see where we've improved. There's a lot more offered now than was offered when I was in school. But even when I was in school, there were a lot of things offered that prepared me for the real world. I got a really good education. I was very much prepared for college and to live life outside of school. And then also, and I think the high school still has this, but when I was in high school, we had a class that you could take that allowed you to work part-time. So you went to class and learned banking skills and things like that. And then I also got to have a part-time job that counted toward that high school credit. But I just feel like Mountain Home as a whole, the education was good from start to finish. I learned how to read and write well. I learned skills, just your typical educational skills. But then as I got older, I learned life skills too.
Yeah.
So I just think Mountain Home has always strived to provide students a really, really good education.
Okay. Tell me about your most memorable school dance.
Probably. So we didn't really have dances other than prom when I was in school. So we didn't have, how Hackler now has the Valentine's dance. We didn't have that. But I did go to prom my junior and senior year. Probably my junior prom was the best, I think, because I had more friends that were older than me. And so that year that I was a junior and got to go, and then my friends that were seniors were there, we just were this huge solid group of friends. And then after that year, so many of my friends graduated, and even my boyfriend that I had at the time was out of school. And so I felt like my senior prom, I didn't have as many friends around. So probably my junior prom was the best.
Okay. What was your greatest accomplishment as a bomber?
So aside from just getting a good education and graduating, I'll just throw this out here. I was on the dairy team in high school for FFA, where you judge milk and cheese and anything to do with dairy. So if you haven't looked into that, it's super fun. But you would go to all these competitions and judge all like milk that had different, like maybe garlic in it. You had to taste it like it's gross, like rotten milk that's spoiled and nasty, and different kinds of cheeses. And my team that I was on my freshman year, so 9th grade, I moved with that team and did it in 10th and 11th grade. And I think we got second place at state 2 years in a row. And so that was just a big deal to me to be recognized like at the state conference. And, I have a whole tub full of trophies and plaques that I got from FFA. And so outside of just getting good grades and graduating, that was probably where a lot of people, basketball and those things, FFA was my thing. So I have tons of awards and memories, from that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, well, those were the last of the questions. Thank you for participating with us today.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.